they've got P.J. Tucker. Harden out there with Rose. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Drummond in at the 5. And for the Timberwolves, they've got Bryant. Julius Randle is out there with Jonathan Isaac. Then it's Malik Beasley, and it's Fultz in at the 1 spot. Rose, Bryant with the rebound. Timberwolves on offense. Now Isaac kicks it to Fultz. Back to Isaac. Now here's Fultz. Not a lot of room. 5 to shoot. On a three from Beasley for 2. It's Drummond with the rebound.
Little surprise he took the jump shot with nobody around him. He could have attacked the basket.
Close, no good.
I don't think the D does good enough here. But something causes the miss. Yeah, there's no doubt that Houston now is championship or bust. We've seen it. I mean, they've dished out huge contracts going full win mode now. I mean, they're putting it all on the line with this team.
Fultz, no good. And it's Rose with the ball for the Houston Rockets. Harden scanning the floor. It's stolen by Fultz. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Isaac. Good D by Covington. And the Rockets desperate for a return to the NBA Finals.
Oh, the team has had their chances. They just need to make the most of them. I mean, front office, they're doing what they can help to make the most of Harden's prime. I mean, you have to admire their willingness to go for it now.
4 on the clock. Another miss by Houston. Timberwolves have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Randle passes to Beasley. Here's Fultz. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Their focus next trip has to be getting a hot. Oh, that was gracious. I mean, come on. He's playing with the juggling act. I mean, he's so clever with the ball in his hands. Just a master at creating space for himself.
Passes it to Randle. Rebound Andre Drummond.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against him. That's just great work inside.
Pulls it up. And the basket by Harden.
The form, the extension, the release. You gotta love watching Harden's jump shot.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. In the new season, Chris, every team wants that fast start, but when you really think about it, how important is that in the grand scheme of things?
Well, it depends on where you are. Like, let's think about Houston last year. With the injuries, you don't want to get to a slow start where you're fighting for home court advantage. So it's very important. And usually veteran teams know that first 2-3 weeks of the season is when you can sneak teams. And if you're a younger team and you understand that, wait a minute, it's all about attention to detail, focus, and playing hard, you can get some pretty nice upsets early because when the for young teams, once the scout report comes out and teams hone in on you, it might be a little bit more of a difficult season as the days go ahead. Yeah, watch out.
Covington dishes to Harden. From the arc. Here's Drummond. Lays it up off the glass.
Elite offensive rebound. Drummond judges shots, trajectories, and angles so well. I mean, just great hustle.
Pass to Randle. Fultz looking around. And Bryant kicks to Randle. Pass to Isaac. Here's Fultz. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize.
It's time for him to start looking for other options. They can't let him keep shooting. His touch is gone.
Some changes for Minnesota. Taj Gibson's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Portis comes in for Randle. And Okogie subbed in for Beasley. Drummond passes to Rose. Outside Covington. Back to Rose. Just 4 to shoot. Over Fultz. Here's Drummond. That one misses. Great D that time from Gibson. Isaac up top. He's covered by Rose. Timberwolves passing it around. Here's Okogie. And the rejection by Harden. And here's the fast break. And here's Covington from the arc. Here's Drummond. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle. And now a 3-point play chance here for him.
He's got some pep in his step tonight. I wonder what he had to eat last night. It was a very solid first quarter for him at the offensive end.
Houston shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Alonzo Triers checked in for Isaac. And then for Houston, Hernan Gomez is checked in for P.J. Tucker. And Noel House comes in for Robert Covington. And McCray subbed in for Derrick Rose. And there's the pass to Portis. Over Hernan Gomez. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
Wow, Drummond leaving the floor so quickly. The chemistry he has with his teammates on these alley-oops is very impressive.
Well, you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
Here's Fultz, and finished off by Fultz.
Possessing the athleticism to hammer it down, you better check out Fultz. He's demonstrating how powerful he can be.
McCray passes to House. Launches it. Doesn't go for him.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
When D forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be, that could be a catalyst for him. It really could. To the left side wing. A wide open shot from Hernan Gomez. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
You got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
You just can't allow Fultz to get around you. He's effective at using his handle to kind of maneuver around the defense.
Here is House. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. A fadeaway. Offensive rebound. And Harden wide open. He shoots. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And loving the hustle here early. I mean, they struck first on the offensive glass.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
But that's what I love about Fultz. He does a little bit of everything. Scores, rebounds, passes.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws here tonight. That one is off. The Rockets making a switch here. Good on the second free throw. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. McCray kicks to Carroll. Now here's McLemore outside. And as we conclude the first quarter, a one-sided game so far. Houston on top, up 10. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. Bobby Portis, who's known for...
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets up.
And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby. But she encouraged him to pursue his dream. And she said now she's living her dream through him.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
So on the floor for Houston, McCray is out there with McLemore. Then there's Hernan Gomez. Then it's Damari Carroll. And it's House in at the power forward position. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. He's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, it's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling. And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. Here's McCray. No points in the game yet for him. On D, McLemore. He's off on that one. So Minnesota will take it the other way. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. Hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
Here's McRae. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Here's a Kogi. Rebound by House. And it's Carroll with the ball for the Houston Rockets. Nothing offensively yet from them in the second quarter. Another miss by Houston. Timberwolves trail by 8. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
It's rebounded by Houston. This time they met in Houston.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
They had them in their heels the whole game. The intensity of their defense was the key factor.
Now here's McLemore, defended by Gibson. It's good on the putback. And the Rockets lead by 10.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Minnesota calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Gibson. Ando comes in for Portis. And it's Jonathan Isaac in for Josh Okogie. And if there was ever a definition of a glue guy great, it would be P.J. Tucker. He's so valuable to his team.
You know, P.J. gives you production in every way, and his impact really goes beyond the stats. All the little things that coaches want their players to do, that's really the motto of Tucker's game.
The league has cracked down C-Webb on flagrants. He's leaving the bench. Do you think we need to be as strict about it as we've been?
Oh, I love the attention to detail the league has given on flagrants. So you don't want the flagrants of the past. My friend Kevin McHale, he says Randall just ran into his elbow. That wasn't even a flagrant foul on that play. If anybody remembers that old play that I'm talking about back in the Celtics-Lakers days. But how about today? My thing, Kevin, is just don't call it ticky-tacky flagrant. I think we all know what a flagrant is. Let's keep the new flagrants as flagrants and no flopping. If you flop, no flagrants. Games are too important. You don't want that flagrant 1, flagrant 2, a shot and the ball. It can change the momentum of the game. I think the league and the refs are doing a great job. Let's just not let those ones that aren't flagrants sneak in there because of flopping.
And Chris, what about players leaving the bench when there's something going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, the league has always been great about that. And now what's funny is if you watch the games, there's an assistant coach that is designated just when he sees a scuffle on the floor. His only job is to run to the end of the bench and stand at the line with his arms out so no player can cross him. So not only is the league taking steps, not only the players mindful of it, but now you have an assistant coach. His only job is to stand up there and to be an obstacle so that no players can step that foot across the line. It changes series. It causes big fights. It puts fans in harm's way. We just don't.
Here's Drummond, and that one is good. Drummond's got 9.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Harden against Beasley. From 12 feet out, he's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
All right, it's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Beasley with the steal. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on James Harden. The Timberwolves have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Rockets leading by 5. Rose surveying the D. A floater, and it's good on the way up.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
For Minnesota, they've gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Randall right side. Here's Fultz. The Rockets pull it in. Drummond's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Tucker finds Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Really tough night for him offensively. I mean, I wonder what the score would be if he wasn't so cold from the field.
It's Covington on the wing. Guarded by Fultz. Drummond, he hits it from 9. Drummond's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Randall passes to Beasley. And the 3 ball is good. Beasley's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
They tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in the system.
Harden against Beasley. And James Harden good for 3. And the Rockets lead by 9.
He's so dangerous from out there. Harden can beat you off the catch, beat you off the bounce, beat you in transition, beat you when you sleep, beat you when you wake. He can beat you.
Gets it off. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Houston in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, how's it feel to be back on the floor again?
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Houston holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They have a 9-point lead. And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, in the era of the stretch 5, Andre Drummond brings that old school game. That develops some nice moves in the paint, can get out and run in transition, and he's almost impossible to stop once he gets to the rim.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
They need to make major adjustments on the offense. Whatever their game plan was going into this game, scrap it. It's not been effective. The shots they were taking were not good shots. They need to find a way to spring guys open where they can shoot a better percentage.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Yeah, it could be one of those epic games, but we still have a long way to go.
We've got Malik Beasley. Julius Randle is out there with Bryant. And there's Fultz, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
The brutal strength of Randle, allowing him to finish right there through clear contact.
Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds, and they say last touch by Bryant. It's Covington on the wing. He's covered by Isaac, and he makes that one. Covington's got his first points in this one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
There's the feed to Randall, stolen by Tucker. Bobbed up there for Drummond, throws down the alley-oop slam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Well, I love P.J. Tucker. He's a player that doesn't do a whole lot in the box score, but he passes the eye test. He plays defense, he's tough, he rebounds, and you know he'll hit that corner.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Down low, Here's Drummond, and Drummond throws it down.
Oh, he's showing how dominant he can be. Drummond, when he's feeling it, he stays aggressive.
And Tucker, Chris, the type of player who will do all the small things for a team.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be anything more than he is with the stars on his team, and he knows that. Tucker's a great glue guy. He sets screens, guards anyone, rebounds, hits his shots.
On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Isaac. Here's Tucker. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 5 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, but they're 3 or 4 to start the second half.
Here's Fultz, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. While the NBA is entertainment, you know, Chris, it also can have a very social impact in a positive ways. Guys like Kyle Korver have spoken out. The Jazz took action last season. Chris, how do you feel the league has responded to issues like discrimination?
Well, I think the league has done a wonderful job, better than any league. First of all, we acknowledge it. You don't just throw it under the rug and say there's no problem here. And that may be the toughest, to be able to acknowledge that. And then secondly, to make quick, sweeping decisions, I think has also been awesome too. But I don't think any league in the history of sports has had more players speak up for issues in society than ours. Let's go back to Bill Russell and others, the way that they started the game and came in. We have to love it, and I love the fact that the league is not scared of the narrative, and we work together. And by the way, that Kyle Korver article was so awesome. It was so vulnerable for him to write that. And when you have players like that, no matter what color, that are selfless to speak out to make society better, then it's not just good for the game, but it's great for all of us. So kudos to Kyle, the Jazz, and everyone doing all they can do to make things better for everyone.
Absolutely.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Rose passes to McLemore. Six to shoot from 15 feet away. Offensive rebound. Shot's good by Hernan Gomez.
They lost their edge on D here in the second half. I mean, far too passive. They're not dictating the pace anymore.
Here's Trier, guarded by Harden. Fultz with the ball. He's got 6. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Misses from close range.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Poked away. Gibson with the steal. Here's Isaac. It's rebounded by Houston. And the wide open shot from Rose. Off target from outside.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Randall dishes to Fultz. Pass to Isaac. Randall with the ball. Shoots over Tucker. Randall no good.
Now look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one.
And the basket by Rose.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Portis, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And Okogie subbed in for Markelle Fultz. The Rockets also changing it up. Daniel House is checked in for P.J. Tucker. Tamari Carroll comes in for Ben McLemore. And it's Jordan McRae in for Rose. Harden kicks to McRae. Misses off the right iron. Timberwolves trail by 14. Pass to Okogie. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Look, that's a nice play. You need low post scoring to keep your offense balanced.
Now, here is Harden. 10 points for him. A shot. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Gibson's got his 4th rebound in this one. For 3, Okogie controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
What intensity on the glass from Portis. Junkyard dog. He worked so hard for the second chance opportunities.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. Coming off a terrific season. Last season, averaging 36 points a game, 7 assists and 6 rebounds. And he does so much for this team, but it starts with the way he leads the offense.
Yeah, he's willing to take on the scoring load, and he's more than capable of delivering.
Here's Trier. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Thomas Bryant comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Beasley in for Jonathan Isaac. And a switch here also for Houston. Drummond's checked in. Harden, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Beasley outside. A shot by Trier, no good. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for Houston with a 9-point lead. And it's good for 2.
And how about Carroll using his size there, taking it strong inside.
Outside Portis. There's the dish to Beasley. Shoots. It's Drummond with the rebound.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And here's Harden for 3. Rebound, Minnesota. Bryant's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
They haven't needed him as much as I thought they would tonight.
For Minnesota, they have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
And both free throws good for Beasley. And here's Harden. Good on the 3-point shot. Harden's got 13.
I love how confident Harden looks shooting from there. He just drains those long shots.
And so it's Houston, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Back to the action after this word. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
But it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Houston leading by 12, and so in the game for the Rockets. We've got Harden. He's out there with McRae. Andre Drummond is out there with Robert Covington, and it's House in at the power forward. And it's good, 2 points. And that's 15 points for James Harden.
The bearded one's mid-range jump shot, money. I mean, he has a great feel for when to shoot from.
Beasley outside. It's rebounded by Houston. It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
No, because it's gone dead silent in this arena. What a fantastic performance here on the road.
That's tipped. Covington with the steal. Out to the right wing. Here's House. Second chance effort. And it's Drummond missing. Timberwolves trail by 16. Out to the wing. Kogi inside the three-point line. And it's rebounded by Covington. For Houston, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Pass to House. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Outside Bryant. And the pass to Kogi. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Here's Fultz. Connects on the 17-footer.
Adept at figuring out ways to score from mid-range. Fultz showing he has the touch.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Chris, there are guys that talk a lot of trash on the floor. You played against some legendary trash talkers. Who stands out in that area when you think back to when you played?
And I tell you what, the two guys that are on my mind, they definitely can talk trash with the best of all time, and that's Pat Beverly. We've seen what he does. He just keeps coming and coming and coming. And that guy Day, yeah, Draymond Green, the one that plays out there in Golden State. Oh yeah, he has a mouth on him too. I think you heard him.
And when you played, who was the best trash talker back in your day?
By far, Larry Bird and Gary Payton. Those two guys would talk trash so much that you would get entertained into their talking and be like, well, what are you going to say next? I'm having a good time out here. It was always in fun, but trust me, they always wanted to stick that dagger into you too.
And you couldn't hide a smile either. They start getting you going. You could not hide a smile.
I couldn't, and that was my thing. I talked trash while I was smiling, so maybe no one else knew what I was saying but you. But those guys, they keep you laughing out there. They talk trash about you themselves after they missed the shot. They would talk themselves down or talk to a fan that was talking to them. So it was always entertaining. The best trash talkers talk to everyone, not just to their opponent.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over that last break, I listened to Mike D'Antoni talk to his team. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said, this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. We'll see if they were listening, guys.
Covington kicks to Rose. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And the layup falls. And the Rockets lead by 19.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Randall with the bucket.
The big body of Randall using those broad shoulders to protect the ball in traffic.
Harden outside. There's the three. The shot, no good. Timberwolves go the other way with it. Tucker finds Harden. Here's Covington. Another shot. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Back to Isaac. Now Fultz. Passes to Randall. Beasley right side. His three-pointers off the mark.
Until he starts knocking down some shots, I don't think the deficit's going to get any smaller.
Pass to Tucker. Outside Covington. Dishes it to Drummond. From down in the low post, it goes. Drummond's got 9 points here in the second half. And it's Fultz with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Trailing by 19. Minnesota calls